We're here at the Westside Private Recreation Center learning about all the classes that they have to offer on top of new things that they are hoping to bring in the future. So let's take a look.
I'm Guy Verderosa. I own the Westside Private Recreation Center.
My name is Larry Walker. I'm actually one of the self-defense coaches here for Black and Blue and the Westside Recreation Center.
I started in 1977 in Regal Park, Queens, New York, and I began training people in 1979. The recreation, well, there was no boxing gym or a private recreation center down here in Greenville, and I knew that when I came down in 2015. So I thought that'd be a good idea to be the only sort of pizza shop in town, and so I wanted to be the only one, and so it's working out pretty good. There's no classes. It's a traditional boxing gym where you come in and you start learning right from the beginning the footwork and like that, and you go forward. What we're doing here at the center is that we like to keep the GED program going. We're going to have down the road a vocational center open where we're going to teach teachers in to teach to be an electrician and a plumber and like that, because they don't have vocational schools too much anymore around. And so we're going to do that. We're starting off now with the alliance that I formed, where there are construction companies that come to myself and I give them healthy athletes to make apprentices on the job for electrical companies like that, so they get healthy people on the job and they teach. And then we're going to do the vocational school as phase 2, besides the other things that we're teaching. It varies from everybody, from different ages. From, I think we have 9 years old all the way up to 20, in their 20s, and some people in their 50s even. But those people are just coming in because they love the training in boxing, not for anything else. Boxing is the hook to bring the kids in because everyone's interested, and then we get them to go toward the education right away. And we have the self-defense classes. I brought in Larry Walker. He's a great martial artist, great self-defense teacher, and we're trying to get people more involved in the West Side, the women especially for the women's training, for the self-defense, and the women over at ECU. It's a little dangerous sometimes over there at night. And so we train them up, and again for the women of all of Greenville, really. The women's self-defense class is great. Larry knows what he's doing. For almost 30 years he's training, so he's very good at what he does.
So mainly when it comes to self-defense, it's all about being aware, and aside from that, it's learning the proper techniques and having a mindset in preparation for the self-defense. You don't want to think about it when it happens. So that's the main thing about the curriculum. We want to get you thinking about different ways that you can be attacked, that somebody could try to, attack you or cause any type of assault. And we go from there. I teach you the weapons, I teach you the concepts and the material necessary to be as successful as possible when it comes to self-defense. I'm actually, I'm prior service, I'm military, I'm a veteran, and my dad, I'm actually just a family full of veterans, and my dad and my grandfather were both special forces. So they specialize in military combatives and self-defense, and my dad was very obsessed with it, especially after his first tour. When he came back, it was all he talked about. And I was a martial artist since I was 4 years old. He had me in karate at 4 years old. And when he came back and really got into self-defense, it got me into self-defense. And it was something we've been practicing for over 20 years now. With self-defense, it's very simplified. So when you say style, that's actually a good way to describe it, because we don't really call it an art, like a martial art, because martial arts takes time, a lot of practice, years and years of time to really be an effective martial artist. But with self-defense, it's all about simplicity and using different aspects from martial arts and putting it together and making it simplified. Yes, so usually it's young adults ranging from 18 to 30. We've actually done several self-defense seminars here for sororities in the area associated with East Carolina. So yeah, the sky's the limit, and we love doing what we do here. So when it comes to self-defense, I would love to teach kids. I would actually like to start classes and, not just do seminars where it's like I see them for 2 hours or 3 hours and then that's it. Although that's the joy of self-defense. You can learn what you need to learn in a short amount of time. But I would actually like to build people up, because there are certain things that you grow in over time, such as reaction, reflexes, and just overall preparation. So sororities, classes, even other surrounding areas. I also teach as an instructor at the community colleges, so if I could go to different counties and do stuff like that, that would be awesome as well. I think I mentioned it already. The number one thing about self-defense is being aware of your surroundings. there's a thin line when it comes to being aware. You can almost be hyper vigilant and you look like you're suspicious yourself because you're so, yeah, I see you might deal with that. I actually deal with that being a veteran. They diagnosed me with hypervigilance. So I'm always looking around. I always know who's in the room with me, and I don't really like people to my back. And that's honestly how you have to really be. I'm not saying be, self-conscious or always expecting the worst. But you have to understand that bad things happen in this world and you have to be aware. The same way when you're driving, you're always looking out for the other drivers, not just yourself. So it's the same concept with self-defense.
I like to see it turn in one day to a larger vocational school, a larger GED program, free tutoring for the youth in the community, and to turn it one day into a maybe just a big auditorium, a private auditorium, to hold events, comedy shows, and things like that. As Greenville's growing, we're going to grow with Greenville for the Westside community and just have it going and going until everyone's involved. Mm-hmm. Especially with the education is the biggest thing for the kids.